Am I live? I don't know. I have poor connection, so I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I don't even know. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you like see me, hear me? Because my again, I don't know why I I have troubles with Facebook and Instagram going live sometimes. It's like poor connection and just stops and like it rolls. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
seems
can
like
hear you. I think it took a second for it to load, but I can see you
oh, okay,
now.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because like, oh my God, we needed. Well, I'm meeting this amazing person today, and I'm like, that gives me this. But okay, I'm happy to see you. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a good week. It's gone by really quickly.
I don't know what it is. Like every day to me, it's like I just get my coffee, and then I start doing like chatting, like I have meetings, calls, and then it's 8 p.m. I'm like,
I
what happened?
know the time is going by so quickly. Like, I know it's crazy.
Yeah, but we have no topic today.
No topic at
So
all.
yeah, so we're just gonna roll for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So I want just to start, maybe what since you are wealth, you're working with wealth, right? And
Yes.
today is Thursday, run by Jupiter, which is money
Mm,
planet, money day.
yeah.
Maybe we can start with money, some wealth. I don't know, activation. I don't know what we're gonna do, but what do you think actually about? Are you going by days? Are you working with anything astrology wise?
Not so much, to be fair. Like, I think that's something I'm trying to tap into a little bit more. Like, I don't really know too much about astrology apart from like the zodiac and like just kind of like just like knowing when um yeah, the planets are in retrograde, but like a little bit, but I don't really know too much, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah, I actually don't. Astrology wise, I use it for only like I work with astropsychology to learn myself, to be aligned with myself, with my energies, with my branding, like femininity and money as well. But I don't go by like planets retrogrades or what it is, like what
Hmm.
is that? Because to me, I think with anything that about telling you what is gonna happen, it's kind of programming you.
Yeah.
So I don't like watching anything unless maybe sometimes when I'm in a kind of bad mood and I want some like motivation, I can watch something that is super positive.
Yeah.
Only if it says something positive, oh everything is gonna be good. I'm like, yes, I'm reading or I'm watching this. But if it's like
Yeah.
be aware, I'm like goodbye.
Exactly. Because then you end up like, if you read those things and then it's like, okay, well, then you start to make if you make signals and signs based off of negative things that are happening, and you go, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way, but it could be something completely different. But if you're just basing it off of something you've read, it could then be, it may not even be aligned to actually what's happening internally.
Yeah, but also it's like with psychologically how it works, and that's why people like, oh, but it works, but wow, but it's true because it's true and it works because you start believing that. You start
Mm,
you believe in this, and then you start seeing this, and as more you believe, as more you see, as more you attract, and of course that's gonna happen. And you can. That's why
exactly.
I'm like, I choose to believe in something positive, something
Mm,
that is good for me, something that regardless of what is happening in my life, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see something better. Because even like what happens when sometimes you wake up something like in a bad mood, maybe then you spill coffee, then you bump into something, you start hurting, and as like the whole day you start rolling into something
mhm.
negative. But in this situation, sometimes I'm like, okay, what is good thing? Like I didn't break anything, so it's good. I didn't spill coffee on me burning myself, it's good. And then after just this little switch, you focusing on the positive side, and the day you save your day, you save your mood, and you save probably so many even like business. Because when as a woman we still like we still have like some calls, we still get clients, and then if you're in the bad mood, if you align yourself into something negative, then you're gonna just lose these connections just because of I don't want to talk, and like you say something like completely off, and just because of something you didn't choose to focus on the positive thing.
Exactly. And then your frequency shifts. And then to come
Yes.
back, you have to realign yourself. And then you have to then come back and shift that to get back to where you were.
Yeah, what do you use actually to, like, because sometimes it's like I feel like it's so easy for us to talk about it, like, and we all use so many different tools, like even today, for example, something, what was it? Something I'm like, okay, I got off a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, like I chose I'm like, okay, I picked myself in this situation, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do my rituals. Like, I sit down certain direction with certain thoughts, with certain sounds, actually sounds, that's the
Mm-hmm.
sounds, and I realign myself, and then I'm like, okay, this is amazing. And I had a meeting right after that where I was like, like people were like just offering me to, to speak and do certain things, and I'm like, oh, like it's just coming. But if I didn't do it, it could go completely different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, like when we do it all the time, it's easy to talk. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we did it. Like it's cool. But for people maybe, if since we're alive today, for people maybe who don't know what to do exactly, can you share what you do also?
Yeah, definitely. So what I do a couple of different things, but generally I'll have a morning routine. So when I get up in the morning, I will spend some time in meditation. I have like a morning practice that I do with some music and just to center myself and kind of bring in that gratitude because I feel like gratitude is a really high frequency. And when we start to allow gratitude into our lives by just being grateful and appreciative of things that have gone well for us, things that we're looking forward to, things that, have helped us bring us where we're today. I like to think about those things first thing. So generally I'll have like three things I'll be grateful for and I'll just kind of think about them, feel into them. And then I'll do a little bit of a morning practice where I just do some breathing exercises, just to kind of center myself. And then what I'll do is, because I'm a sound healer, I use my crystal singing bowl as a way for me to ground, center myself, connect to my heart and my intuition. So I'll do a little bit of a self sound healing session on myself. I don't do it every day. I think I just kind of take it and see when I need it and when I feel I need it for myself, and that helps me a lot. And especially if I'm gonna have a call with a client or I'm gonna go into a meeting, I like to do these practices just to center myself, and I think it kind of just helps set the direction for how things are gonna go.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. Actually, with gratitude, I think gratitude is such an easy thing to do, like on the spot right
Yes.
away. And but just I think sometimes people don't find the reasons to be grateful. Like, oh, this happened. So what is this great to be grateful for? And
Yeah.
like I said, right? Like if you spill coffee, like thank God it's not on me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can clean it. I didn't get dirty. I didn't do this. So in every situation, there is something to be grateful for,
Yeah.
and that's how it's like it's the easiest way to pick yourself up from this, like bad mood, or it's like anxiety, even anxiety actually, because some people like very anxious sometimes, and when you start being grateful and actually. I think it's like a magnet. It's like you being grateful, and then you started remembering about the good things, and like actually, you know what, I look good, like I'm amazing, and everything is good, and I meet a lot of great people. It's like gratitude is everything. It's like such an easy, because it's only here. It's like you don't need to do anything. And a lot of people also like, oh, I'm financially not there, or like I have so many responsibilities, family, blah blah. You need to do nothing.
Exactly.
1 second, 2 3 seconds, even when you're in the bathroom. Okay, in the bathroom, like sit down. I actually do a lot of stuff. For example, if I'm outside somewhere working and I have something um, to pick myself up, or like put myself in a certain mood, I go to bathroom and start dancing or like jumping, or if I'm pissed, pissed, of course that actually angry energy, I love that energy because it's strong. It's, you don't need to release it, you can use it as your energy source, like to just realign it, to
Mm-hmm.
use it as an energy source to do something, not waste it into in the gym or yelling or whatever. But what I do sometimes, because I like kickboxing, so I do like kickboxing or something,
Mm-hmm.
but focusing on the thing, like how can I, like kind of releasing the bad things, but then realigning myself into like, okay, well, I'm kind of boxing, like how do I use it is in my advantage right now, because I have so much energy and power.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're just kind of like reshifting and refocusing that energy into something that's going to benefit you.
Yeah, because um definitely energy is energy, is just how you're gonna use it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, like knife too, like you can be use it in so like for good things and for the bad things, and energy also.
Yeah, because you can't destroy energy. It just can be transmuted into something else that you can that can help you in different ways. And it's also like that when you shift from like a positive from like a negative energy or feeling or vibration into the positive, it's just shifting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How do you probably, can you share some, maybe how do you do it in your real life, like if you feel like you're catching some negative energy, you feel it, what do you do in the moment?
In the moment, um, I think breath work is so important. I think when you start to bring your attention to your breath, that also like just helps you to connect, and it makes you aware of the situation. It's like you become an observer to what's happening around you. So instead of starting to engage in whatever is happening, if there is, say, for example, someone's talking to you and you just get into an argument, if you take a step back by just kind of observing the situation and thinking, okay, like, why is this happening? I think that's a really important way. And also knowing, I think it's important to know what other people's perspectives are. So, like, if you're with someone else and you don't like what they're saying, or they are saying something that you don't believe in or you don't agree with, taking that time to understand where they're coming from. Why is it? Why are they saying that? Why are they feeling that? And then when you can assess from that perspective, it brings a little bit more clarity. But I think it's like, yeah, just making sure you can take that time and step back from the situation.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I 100% agree with you with the why and with the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, I studied, and I'm using so many different methods, but one of the best for me that works in the moment is neuro-linguistic programming.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the tools there, uh, like the belief that everybody has, how does it sound? Let me remember. It's like everybody is right in their mind and they have reasons for that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to understand and see their perspective, it
Yeah.
changes your whole entire conversation and communication style. And I think I've also like trained myself so much to see both sides. I'm like, yes, of course I'm Leo, I'm always right, and this is the only way, but as my also Libra rising
Yeah.
and my Venus Cancer, to care about the people and to see the like other like people's perspective, how they see that,
Yeah.
it helps a lot, and it keeps you from being, probably powerless. I mean, power is everything to me, because it's like it's everything, but like when you understand, and when you understand, or at least you're trying to understand, and how we try to understand is from, for example, asking questions. At least you can have like common ground, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times what also happens when two people talk about the same things but using different language,
Mm-hmm.
like different words, but and they start arguing and fighting, but they have the same
Yeah.
point. But because they didn't realize it, like they didn't clarify in the beginning, it just happened. It happened to me a lot with my mom in the beginning, like
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, when I started doing a lot of work on myself and like using NLP and stuff, and I'm like, let me check what does she mean and where she's coming from. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, we're talking about the same thing, we're
Yeah.
just fighting about the same thing. So, and it happened, and I see that so many times, like so much.
Yeah. Because you end up like not listening to what the other person is saying, and you can also misinterpret what other people are saying, and that's where the confusion happens, because you think that they're saying one thing, but actually it could be the same exact thing and point that you're making, but you just don't get that connection.
Yeah, also, sometimes people like, why do you do that? And I think especially if I hear that a lot from women who start their businesses, who do something different from their like friends and families, and they hear they're like, why did you do that? And they're like, why are they talking to me? Like, my friends don't support me, my family don't support me, because their friends and family, they usually use this language that kind of sounds not supportive, but usually where it comes from the care. It's like, I don't know this. I don't see where you're going. I care for you, and I don't know if it's gonna work out. It's like all these worries, anxieties coming to like, what are you doing? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anything? Have you seen or have you had many kind of these situations where you by understanding it, you solve the whole situation or maybe save the relationships?
Yeah, I think like maybe with my family, like whenever I had conversations with my parents or my sisters, and sometimes if we have an argument or we're having some sort of situation where there's a misunderstanding, I think just taking a step back and not getting angry and not allowing your emotion to take over. I think that's so important. And I found that whenever I have gotten angry in the past or frustrated or allowed like these heavy emotions to take over, it clouds your thinking, it clouds like your perception, and it clouds what you think that the other person is saying. And I've tried to do that, especially when you have family members and it's like you get so used to how they speak and they talk, that to be able to take that shift and change and say, okay, well, I'm going to speak differently, I'm going to approach this situation differently, it makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, I'm like being so, I think, aligned with yourself, like being aware and mindful of
Mm-hmm.
yourself and other people. It helps so much, not only in business but also like in our personal relationships, saving families sometimes, like not creating the chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else? Would you like to maybe share anything in your mind? I don't want to keep this live too long.
Yeah.
But I love talking to you. I remember like last time we were just talking, it's like I wish we could record that, but
Yeah, it was
it's
such a
amazing.
good conversation. I think it was like almost an hour that we just kind of
Yeah,
had a back and forth. And first time it was us meeting too, so it was really
yeah,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, so would you like to maybe share some tools or reflections or something that maybe could help us or who is listening to us right now or maybe later
Mhm.
in recording, something that they could take on and start using it right away to make their lives better and maybe happier?
See, I'm trying to think if there's anything specific. I mean, I know I'm actually hosting a sound bath next week. It's an online one, so anyone can join from anywhere in the world. It's going to be next week, and I'm actually going to be talking about choosing the heart. So really connecting with your intuition and what that means. So like the voice of the ego and the voice of the heart, and like looking at the differences. So like when you are in a situation, especially when fear and doubt and any insecurities do creep up on you, how can you listen and tune into your inner voice in those situations when when we are facing the negativity, when we are facing any miscommunication with anyone, trusting yourself and tuning into yourself and looking at your life from that perspective. So I'm going to be hosting that next week. So if anyone does want to join, they can reach out to me and I can send over the details. But yeah, I think that's going to be a really interesting and exciting session.
That's beautiful. Okay. And yeah, I think connecting with the heart, it's a this era kind of
Mm-hmm.
situation right now, because even by chakras we like growing, going up and up, and this now everybody, even like before, I think intuition wasn't like a collective thing. Now I think everybody has intuitions. That's why like you can't lie, like
Exactly.
you cannot lie at all. Everybody, doesn't matter if it's a woman, man, everybody feels and they can read you.
Yes,
You can't, I think the fake it until you make it doesn't work anymore.
it doesn't. It really
Like
doesn't. And
if you
especially with your heart, like
yeah
it's because it's like it's the center of all of your chakras. So it's like your lower three chakras and your upper three chakras all meet at the heart. So it's like when you think about the upper three and you have your third eye and your
Mhm.
throat and everything that's happening intuitively, and any connection that you have internally and to any spirit guides or whatever you end up following and trusting. And then your lower three chakras, where you're grounded into the earth, your root chakra, your creativity, your power, they all come back to the heart. And I think it's so important when you have that connection.
Definitely, yeah. So I think we can we can we also, do you accept any questions in your
I
DMs?
do. Yes, if
You
anyone has any questions, if they want to know anything about sound healing, anything about what I do. So I end up combining transformational coaching, wealth energetics, and sound healing for more of like a holistic way for you to heal, and using sound healing to tap into your intuition and through just general healing and navigating change. So if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to me at any point.
Beautiful, beautiful. I also, if you have any questions to me, also, I also, you actually, you can also comment here and you probably see it, or
Mm-hmm.
ask our questions in our direct messages. And I wish everyone to have a beautiful day. I wish everyone to connect with their heart, follow their heart, regardless of what it is. And actually, when I say that, I also do jewelry. So a lot of times when I said that, people are like, oh my God, I'm scared to follow my heart. And I'm like, why do you think your heart will take you somewhere that is not for you?
Yeah.
It's the scarcity, it's the fear that just blinds you. Like, oh my God, where is it gonna take me? No, it always takes you. It might be a little scary because you're not used to it,
Yeah.
but it's a very beautiful journey. So I wish
Definitely.
everyone to follow their heart,
Yeah.
listen to their heart, connect to that, and just bring more love to the world and spread love. How, I don't know
Definitely.
why, who needed to hear that, why I said that,
Yeah.
because I
Someone
needed,
needs to hear it
someone
today, isn't
needed to hear
it?
that, so here it is.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and have an amazing day. And to you, already evening. So have an amazing evening.
Thank you, and you have an amazing rest of the day, and
Yeah.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.